Good evening. My name is Joe Lumello. I'm the manager of grief support services for Hospice East Bay, and it is my sincere pleasure to welcome you to our annual Service of Remembrance. We're so very pleased you've chosen to join us tonight to remember and honor your loved one. Honoring our departed loved ones, either privately or in some sort of public forum, has been part of the human experience since the beginning of recorded time. In parts of Europe, Asia, the Pacific Rim, and in Africa, the goal of remembering our ancestors is to ensure their continued well-being in the afterlife and foster a positive outlook toward the living. The social function of honoring the dead is to cultivate kinship values, family loyalty, and community connection. For me, these celebrations of life all have one thing in common. They allow us to focus on how those that came before us have helped shape the people we've become today. It is a time for us to not only honor their memory, but also find new ways of incorporating them into our daily lives. So tonight, through a collection of readings and ritual, our goal is to connect with our grief and channel it as an expression of love and eternal bond with our departed loved ones. Now, in just a bit, we will be presenting a candle lighting ceremony. If you like, have a candle nearby to light in memory of your loved one during that part of the event. We will also be offering a special reading for the youngest members of your family, so please feel free to include them as well. And if you're willing, feel free to share something about your loved one in the live chat section adjacent to this video. We'd love to know what makes them so special to you. So, without further delay, let's begin the ceremony with Julie Aronowitz offering the first reading of the evening entitled, If I Be the First of Us to Die.
When I die, give what's left of me away to children and old people. And if you need to cry, cry for others walking the street beside you. And when you need me, put your arms around anyone and give them what you need to give me. I want to leave you something better than words or sounds. Look for me in the people I've known or loved. And if you cannot give me away, at least let me live on in your eyes and not on your mind. You can love me most by letting hands touch hands, by letting bodies touch bodies, and by letting go of children that need to be free. Love doesn't die, people do. So when all that's left of me is love, give me away.
Thank you, Julie. Next up, Nicole Gauthier will offer a candle lighting ceremony in memory of our departed loved ones.
I want to give thanks for everybody who is joining us today. And now together we will partake in a candle lighting ceremony. Collectively, these 5 candles will be in memory and in honor of those who have gone before us. We will light one for our grief, one for our courage, one for our memories, one for our love, and one for our hope. This first candle, which is our grief, expresses the pain of losing our loved ones because it is oftentimes intense and sometimes unbearable. This candle will remind us of the depth of our love that we have for them. This is for our grief. The second candle represents our courage to confront our sorrow, to comfort one another, and to change our lives. This is for our courage. This third candle is for our loved one's memory, the times we laughed, the times we cried, the times we were angry with one another, the silly things we did, and the caring and joy that they brought to us. This is for our memories. This next candle is the light of love. Day by day, we cherish the special place in our hearts that will always be reserved for our loved ones. We want to give thanks to them for the gift that their lives brought to our lives. This is for our love for them. This final candle is the light of hope. It reminds us to love and to cherish the memories that are ours forever. May this glow of the flame be our source of hopefulness from now until forever. Let's just give thanks and tell them that we love them. I love you. I just want everybody to take a moment and let these candles and their meanings resonate with you. Just think of your loved one or loved ones and just be in the moment. I'd like everybody to take a deep breath in with me and hold it and release. Again, thank you for being here and honoring and cherishing the lives of those that have come before us. You're doing great.
Thank you for sharing the ceremony with us, Nicole. Before we move on, let's pause for a moment as we display some of the names of those we've lost in the past year as music therapist Helena Teitze plays the cello. Thank you, Helena. And now for the little ones with us tonight. Don Torrey will read The Invisible String.
The Invisible String by Patrice Karst, illustrated by Joanne Wu Vryathoff. Liza and Jeremy, the twins, were asleep one calm and quiet night. Suddenly, it began to rain very hard. Thunder rumbled until it got so loud that it woke them up. "Mommy, Mommy," they cried out as they ran to her. "Oh, don't worry, you two. It's just the storm making all that noise. Go back to bed." "We want to stay close to you," said Jeremy. "We're scared." Mom said, "You know, we're always together, no matter what." "But how can we be together when you're out here and we're in bed?" said Liza. Mom held something right in front of them and said, "This is how." Rubbing their sleepy eyes, the twins came closer to see what Mom was holding. I was about your age when my mommy first told me about the invisible string. "I don't see a string," said Jeremy. "You don't have to see the invisible string. People who love each other are always connected by a very special string made of love." "But if you can't see it, how do you know it's there?" asked Liza. "Even though you can't see it with your eyes, you can feel it with your heart and know that you are always connected to everyone you love. When you're at school and you miss me, your love travels all the way along the string until I feel it tug on my heart." "And when you tug it right back, we feel it in our hearts," said Jeremy. "Does Jasper the cat have an invisible string?" Liza asked. "She sure does," said Mom. "And best friends like me and Lucy?" asked Liza. "Best friends too." "How far can the string reach?" "Anywhere and everywhere," Mom said. "Would it reach me even if I were a submarine captain deep in the ocean?" asked Jeremy. "Yes," Mom said, "even there." "Or a mountain climber?" "Even there." "A dancer in France?" "Even there." "A jungle explorer?" "Even there." "How about an astronaut out in space?" "Yes, even there." Then Jeremy quietly asked, "Can my string reach all the way to Uncle Brian in heaven?" "Yes, even there." "Does the string go away when you're mad at us?" "Never," said Mom. "Love is stronger than anger, and as long as love is in your heart, the string will always be there. Even when you get older and can't agree about things like what movie to see, or what game to play in the back seat, or what time to go to bed. Oh, that's right, you two should be in bed." And with that, they all laughed as Mom chased the twins back to their beds. Within a few minutes, they were asleep, even though the storm was still making the same loud noises outside. As they slept, they started dreaming of all the invisible strings they have, and all the strings their friends have, and their friends have, until everyone in the world was connected by invisible strings. And from deep inside, they now could clearly see no one is ever alone.
Thanks, Don. Vicki Smith will now read On the Death of the Beloved.
On the Death of the Beloved by John O'Donohue. Though we need to weep your loss, you dwell in that safe place in our hearts where no storm or night or pain can reach you. Your love was like the dawn, brightening over our lives, awakening beneath the dark a further adventure of color. The sound of your voice found for us a new music that brightened everything. Whatever you unfolded in your gaze quickened in the joy of its being. You placed smiles like flowers on the altar of the heart. Your mind always sparkled with the wonder at things. Though your days here were brief, your spirit was alive, awake, complete. We look towards each other no longer from the old distance of our names. Now you dwell inside the rhythm of breath, as close to us as we are to ourselves. Though we cannot see you with outward eyes, we know our soul's gaze is upon your face, smiling back at us from within everything to which we bring our best refinement. Let us not look for you only in memory, where we would grow lonely without you. You would want us to find you in presence, besides us when beauty brightens, when kindness glows, and music echoes eternal tones. When orchids brighten the earth, darkest winter has turned to spring. May this dark grief flower with hope in every heart that loves you. May you continue to inspire us to enter each day with a generous heart, to serve the call of courage and love, until we see your beautiful face again, in that land where there is no more separation, where all tears will be wiped from our mind, and where we will never lose you again.
Thank you, Vicki. In honor of our fallen veterans, Professor Nancy Taylor from the University of Texas at El Paso will perform taps. Professor Taylor, thank you for your service to our country, and thank you for your beautiful rendition of taps. To close our ceremony, spiritual care counselor Daniel Borzowitz will offer our final reading.
When great trees fall, rocks on distant hills shudder, lions hunker down in tall grasses, and even elephants lumber after safety. When great trees fall in forests, small things recoil into silence, their senses erode beyond fear. When great souls die, the air around us becomes light, rare, sterile. We breathe briefly. Our eyes briefly see with hurtful clarity. Our memory, suddenly sharpened, examines, gnaws at kind words unsaid, promised walks never taken. Great souls die, and our reality, bound to them, takes leave of us. Our souls depend upon their nurture, now shrink, wizened. Our minds, formed and informed by their gradients, fall away. We are not so much maddened as reduced to the unutterable ignorance of dark, cold caves. When great souls die, after a period, peace blooms, slowly and always irregularly. Space fills with a kind of soothing electric vibration. Our senses, restored, never to be the same, whisper to us, they existed. They existed. We can be and be better, for they existed. To quote the Sufi mystic and poet Rumi, grief can be the garden of compassion. If you keep your heart open through everything, your pain can become your greatest ally in your life's search for love and wisdom. It is our hope that you continue to remember and embrace the love and wisdom you have received from those great fallen trees in your life.
Thank you, Daniel, and thanks to all of our presenters and all our wonderful colleagues behind the scenes who made this virtual ceremony possible. This concludes this year's Service of Remembrance. We hope the ceremony provided you with an opportunity to reconnect with your loved one and honor their memory. And please know that we, here in the Grief Services Program, are always available should you or a loved one be in need of support. On behalf of the staff, volunteers, and board of Hospice East Bay, we thank you for sharing this moment in time with us. We're honored you entrusted us in caring for your loved ones over the past year, and once again, please know that we're here should you need us in the future. Before we say goodnight, I'd like to offer you a Buddhist saying that goes, "Yesterday is a memory, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift, which is why it's called the present. What the caterpillar perceives as the end, to the butterfly is just the beginning. Everything that has a beginning has an ending. Make your peace with that, and all will be well." Until we meet again, take care, stay healthy, and be safe. Good night.